Preston, a Texas guy finds his way up to Easton, Pennsylvania. I mean, when you kind of just think back to being a high schooler and starting this whole entire process, what brought you to Easton? What brought you to Lafayette?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy looking back. It's a long time ago now, about 5 years ago. But really just kind of, started getting recruited through Twitter, stuff like that. That's kind of how I found out about Lafayette. Ended up coming up on a recruiting visit up here. Just really fell in love with the campus and the coaches, stuff like that, and then was really attracted to the engineering school. So that's really kind of how I found my way here.
Isn't it crazy to think 5 years ago? 5 years.
It's a long time.
But it flies by. It flies by also. And you also had the opportunity you could have left and played your final season somewhere else, but you chose to come back here to Lafayette. Why?
Yeah, I really think it just comes down to my teammates, the guys I'm around every single day. Obviously, over these past 5 years, developed amazing relationships that will really last for a lifetime. And then our coaches, really love playing for Coach Saint as a DC. And so I think a kind of combination between, I believe we have a really good staff here, and then just teammates that I love, kind of coming to work with and kind of achieving our goals and stuff like that every single day. That was the really big sell for me.
You're one of the captains this season. How would you describe yourself as a leader?
Yeah, I think I'm a pretty vocal leader, definitely, not afraid to speak up. It's a constant, I think it's one of the hardest positions to be in, as trying to be the same guy every day. And so, it's something I'm constantly working on. And I really try to just bring it back to just leading by example, and really try every day to show by my work ethic, how I attack practice, film, how I play, really for it just to be kind of a set as an example where I don't have to talk about it.
When you need a little bit of a boost though, because I'm sure leaders still need that from time to time, who do you go towards?
Yeah, a big one would probably be Marco Olivas, played last year. I'm sure you know him real well. And, we're always texting on the phone, calling and stuff. And, he's been a big guy in my life, kind of leading me the right direction of how to go about things, and really just tried to, learn from all his success.
What's one lesson that he's maybe shared with you or you've learned from him?
Yeah, I don't think it would be necessarily a specific, aha moment or lesson, but really just worrying from his example that he set. I mean, the way he went about his work, and the kind of really the mindset that he had is something that I really tried to kind of follow up and try to kind of mock what he kind of set.
When you think about your time here, from freshman season to now, let's start on the field a little bit. Where has your biggest growth been as a player?
Yeah, on the field, I think, obviously typical freshman thing, you're kind of a lighter guy, not as strong, stuff like that. So, being able to put on some weight on the field has definitely been able to help. But mainly on the field would just be my kind of football IQ development. I think I've gotten a lot smarter as a player, and over my years here, really just from really great coaching, I've been able to really understand the game. And, freshman year, able to kind of master what my position is doing, be able to do my job, and then it's slowly to kind of progress where I really feel like I know what everyone's doing, on a given play. And that's really helped me understand, just football in general.
And I mean, you've been watching a lot of film. That's one thing is for certain. I'm learning very, very fast with all of you guys. I think we have to have, at the end of the day, a debate with who watches the most film per week. You and Dean so far are top contenders. But Preston, how about off the fields? When you look at all of the lessons you've learned from being a student athlete here, where have you also grown?
Yeah, I think, it's kind of a typical answer, but definitely just time management, from balancing school and football, especially in some of my earlier years of engineering. I had a lot of grind weeks of, it's a game week and you're trying to watch a ton of film while also study a ton for 2 exams you have, stuff like that. So I think be able to kind of manage that time appropriately and really allocate different time and know when you're attacking kind of one thing. Helps it kind of make it more clear of like what you're going to get done that day, and definitely has been something I've learned.
Throughout careers, there's always ups and there's downs, and you can kind of look at your time here at Lafayette and recognize you were in a season that only won 3 games, and then you were also in a season where your team were Patriot League champions and you went on to play in the playoffs. What have you learned throughout all of those ups and downs?
Yeah, I think really just how to battle adversity. I mean, that's something that's really easily kind of set on paper and it's easy to talk about, but to actually, face true adversity, whether that's a season or, maybe even something we're going through right now, coming off a loss to Georgetown, it's kind of really shows what true adversity is. And I think something I've definitely learned is just how to attack that and how to respond to it. And that's, when a lot of great things for a team can come out of adversity like we're facing now.
And with yourself personally, this season you've had a career high 12 tackles in your game against Fordham. And when you look at what you're doing individually this season, how are you ensuring that you're soaking up your last chance here to play in a Lafayette uniform?
Yeah. I mean, I think I really try to just soak in every moment from practice, meetings, locker room time with the guys. You hear alumni say all the time, like the thing they miss is just eating that meal with your buddies or messing around in the locker room, like stuff like that. So I've just really been focused on taking it all in and just enjoying kind of each step in each moment.
Your head coach, John Troxell, has talked to me a bunch about your leadership and all of the things that you really do bring to this team. And I'm curious for you, when your playing days are done here and if coach were to bring up your name in the locker room to future teams, what do you hope that he's saying about you? What do you hope your legacy is?
Yeah, I really hope just the one thing that he can kind of fall back to and know as a truth is that, I was the guy that set the tone every practice, every game, and really just really just brought a ton of intensity and effort to practice and games. And, kind of one of those things, again, easy to talk about. Everyone kind of thinks they can go hard and stuff, but I really think that just falling back to bringing that intensity and effort during games is something that I'd like to be remembered for.
Preston, thank you so much.
Thank you.